America, America, God shed his light on thee. From the hoods with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea. YouTube, are y'all here? Hi, Kimberly White. How y'all? I'm gonna get a little serious today. We ain't gonna talk about nobody's fat ass or the usual things we talk about over here. I want to talk about the situation. They had this Republican convention. Now, I have to be honest, I could not watch it. I don't like all of this prepared statements, same old bullshit that all politicians say, right? But I think what is interesting to me is that not one of these politicians on either side seems to care very much about the homeless crisis in America. Now, a lot of people, haters, they're going to say, "Oh, it's San Francisco, it's LA, they're all in California." Well, we are warm here. It's different being homeless here than being homeless in New York, Chicago, right? But all cities have this problem, this growing problem with homelessness. I just don't buy that people can put men on the moon, honey. You got driverless cars. You mean to tell me they got all these skyscrapers costing billions of dollars to build a skyscraper? You cannot come up with one plan among all these goddamn politicians to address the problem of this severe homelessness we're experiencing, right? It's terrible. It should at least be something they're discussing. I think it's a primary thing in this country. Of course, I'm speaking from a place where they have so many homeless people, but it's not just here. I was just watching the clips on LA. LA's number one. I forget the numbers, but they're outrageous, man. 40,000 people living on the street. Even in Washington, D.C., they got to walk past homeless people. How you going to just walk past this major problem? Washington, New York, Philadelphia, Chicago, L.A., San Diego, Sacramento, San Francisco, all through this country, you got people living in the streets, right? Now, I know a little bit about homelessness because I certainly had my season. When I was a dope fiend, the last thing I wanted to do was go to a shelter. As a matter of fact, in all the years that I did drugs, I spent exactly one day in a shelter. And I said, this is not for me. You got to be in at a certain time. There are no drugs on the premises. You'll be thrown out or 86 for 30 days if it's kind weed on you. All of these rules and regulations makes it undesirable. And people who are real serious drug addicts would rather be on the street than to be up under all those rules and regulations, right? Now, I know this is not an easy problem. I feel the mayor of my city is in my prayers nightly about what to do about this homeless crisis, horrible situation, and they're not paying any attention to it at all. They're more concerned about what's going on in other countries. Hey, people. So, should I have watched their Republican? I don't want to hear no Republican. The only time the Republicans are interesting to me is when they're knocking each other in the head. And since they're all so scared of Donald Trump that they won't come out swinging, it's a bore to me. Makes no damn sense. Why are you kissing his ass? Hi, Kimberly White. Cheryl Burnett. Yada, 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 yada. God before everything. See, people think, well, that's the problem from street people. We don't care nothing about it. You should care about it because this is the reason why San Francisco tourism is hurting so bad. They say, oh, it doesn't look safe. Oh, it's dangerous. Oh, all those homeless people. Oh, we don't want to see nobody shooting up. All these problems. Don't you understand? It's a problem for everybody. People living on the street. And so many of these people who are living on the street, I think there's two primary things. Of course, the high rent is on number 3, but the primary things is mental illness and drug addiction, right? So we're saying that it's not worth an investment to keep homeless people or extremely poor people off the street. I'm guaranteeing you that things would be a whole lot better if these people had somewhere to lay down, right? I don't know how you can have skyscraper after skyscraper after all these buildings are they're over $1 billion to build one building, honey. Y'all can't build nothing to house the homeless without the rules and regulations, just to have them whatever they're doing inside of a house or inside their apartments. Such things exist. I used to live in the hotels in the Tenderloin. There was the streets, and then there was inside the buildings. Inside the buildings, yeah, there was a lot of drug addicts and people carrying on, but they were housed. They were clean, right? They had a place to be, honey. Nothing is going to come good out of living on that damn dirty ass street. You're going to lose your teeth. You're going to become eventually you become like animals. I'm just sorry. You don't care about nothing, right? And it all starts with not having a place to live. There are projects, but I think the federal government could do a whole lot more. Now, every city has to struggle, and they all want to blame the city, you know, local government and all that, but it's all over the country. What you doing, Alfreda Groves? Cheryl Burnett. Did I just speak to Cheryl Burnett? Yeah, people on the street, the only time they're going to use a shelter is when it's time to crash, honey. As long as they want to be get high, you have to understand what addiction is, right? The only time they're going to want to crash is if they don't need to get high, or they don't need to hustle, they don't need to get their money. So that's not a winning program, right? You're trying to control people. In other words, you can have a place to live as long as you stop being a drug addict. If only it were that simple, right? Why can't there be a drug addict indoors? Why has it got to be out on the street? People are not addressing this thing. I was watching this thing on LA. I mean, places like, I lived in LA 15 years. Places like Venice Beach are covered with tents. Places like Santa Monica, which is a huge tourist attraction, is where everybody goes to the beach. They got tents lined all up and down the place, right? All the cities in California basically have an issue. Even places like I don't know, some of the rich ones. What's it called? Sand something. Anyway, one of these rich cities, I saw they even have homeless people all over the god under every bridge, right? That's not helping your kids to. I mean, what are they learning in that environment, honey? It benefits everybody if people have a place to live. And yes, many people will do much better because they're able to think. They're not constantly on the hustle or trying to pack their shit and move it. How are you going to tell a homeless person to move their stuff? Where are they going to move it to? Just shifting people around. They can't come up with one plan out of all these politicians. I want to see one of them run on homelessness and clean up the streets, not tormenting the people who are homeless or who are having struggles. Some of these guys, I mean, their minds are so far gone, like they haven't had baths in years, right? So what you told this Republican idea, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Every man for yourself. Every man feeling for no, girl. That might work in the suburbs. Doesn't work for people at the end of their lives. Baby, please don't do that. Please stop. What y'all think? Trump has landed in Georgia. Oh, Lord, have mercy. He should have landed back when he was just out of high school, honey. That fool has been getting away with shit all of his life. They just talking about the stuff since he started running for president. But Trump has always been a crook, right? And I'm sure that I mean, he's been suing people and being sued by people, and he's been his whole life in courts, right? So now they finally gonna get a mug shot. But bless their hearts. I think it's a waste of the taxpayer money to keep indicting this dude if you're not gonna do nothing about it. What's the point? Oh, maybe he'll go. Maybe he'll go. That sounds like 10 days in jail to me. Maybe he'll go. Maybe he'll go. The fuck? You letting these people run? I can't believe that they're actually allowing Donald Trump to run for president, for one thing. And then that these people who are following him, and I just can't imagine why. I mean, hasn't everybody that's been in the White House, with the exception of Barack Obama, haven't they all been white? That's what he ran on, being white. right? You get another white president, honey. He ain't got to be an asshole because you're white. Anyway, that's what Trump ran on, and they are still being faithful to him. He got over 50% of them going to vote for Trump, even though they know he's a crook, even though they know he abuses women, even though he just lost a lawsuit for $5 million, raping a woman in the damn department store. Who could get away with that, girl? Keeping records just so he can show off. Look what they gave me. Look what they showed me. Ain't this something? Ain't this something? Look what they showed me. These will be top secret government secrets, honey. They cause wars and such. I'm not impressed with this Trump and his mugshot, or if they fingerprint him. Ain't that a bitch? Girl, I couldn't go and steal myself a nice sweater without getting my ass arrested and thrown in jail. Mm-hmm. The mayor of Anchorage, Alaska, is sending homeless people to California on a one-way ticket. Well, allegedly, that has been accused for years. They say that people. It used to be when they used to house people with mental illness, right? I mean, a lot of these guys that we see here, they're paranoid schizophrenics. They can't provide for themselves, right? God damn, you don't have one plot of land where you can house people, and not without all your rules and regulations, so they can actually call it home, right? Some people, everybody's not gonna be on drugs forever, honey. I'm a full person, girl, and I still had that experience in life, honey. This is outrageous. This city here is outrageous. These people, I mean, these are people camping out right in front of $10 million mansions. They got homeless people sleeping out in front. Downtown empty. People talking about they want to cancel their conferences for millions and millions of dollars because, oh, it doesn't look safe here. Oh, it's nothing but drug addicts. Oh, that is our problem then. The mayor of Anchorage. So they shouldn't, I don't think they should leave it on these mayors. I think the federal government needs to step in. This is a disgrace. People come here. This place is supposed to be tourist attractions. People come in from other countries. Oh my God, what's he doing? That's what's happening. And these people need to do something about it. You can't say, oh, we can't do nothing about it. Oh, it's incurable. Bullshit. When I was raised, I don't remember seeing no tents on the street. Best I can remember, they had people, they called them hobos. So there's always been a few people who chose to live on the street. Nothing like this. Nothing like this, girl. Right. Am I going to watch Hi Elaine? Am I going to watch Trump's arrest? I'll watch it. It's news. I mean, I watch the news. I'm not impressed by that. So what? He's being his arrest. They gonna treat him with kid gloves. You got all these people out there. They're going, oh, Mr. President, could you turn to the right? Took a picture. Then he goes home. We don't think he'll ever do time. We don't think he'll ever do time. Well, hell, why? What is the point in keep prosecuting him then? Why you all these prosecutors and people, all these judges and all that, they all get paid, honey. These things are costing millions and millions of dollars to prosecute somebody that you have no intention of putting him throwing his ass in jail. They need to say to the American people, you know, you can't do these things. It's not right. It's not right. The shit he's gotten away with is wrong. How in the fuck are you going to train your kids and you're supporting Donald Trump to be the president, the man who wants to grab women by their pussy? Why? Because he can. What they need is an army of psychiatrists to try to examine these people. So what exactly is it? What is it that excites you about Donald Trump? Do you find him entertaining, or what is it? You know, he hates Mexicans. Okay, that's the primary. No, I think that the homeless crisis in this country is a much bigger issue than the people coming across the border and working. Oh, they come in here to get the benefits. They're going to come in here to get the benefits. They all going to be on welfare. This thing, I'll say this before and I'll say it again. I've never encountered harder working people than Mexicans. I just haven't. They're not here just to collect welfare. If you allow them to pay taxes, I'm sure they gladly do it, honey. Instead of making this whole goddamn campaign of his was about keeping these people out. Like when you're in the airplane, you'll fly over America, you'll see there you got a city here, and then they got miles and miles and miles and miles of nothing but trees, right? Right? There's plenty of space here, child, is what I'm saying. That is not the primary. We need to work on how to cure the homeless problem in America, or because it's going to invade every city. You think I'm bullshitting? Put a city in there and see homeless, and put the city name in it. You'll see. I just watched this. This YouTube is a very great benefit if you want to know about the world, honey. They listed the top 10 homeless populations in America. They said we can only do 10, but that's not the end of it, honey. They're invading everywhere. There are tents all over, under the underpass, overpass, in the street. People are just lining. Sometimes you walk past people, you don't know if they're alive or dead. They got a fentanyl crisis here, right? We need to worry about what are you doing to help America, the real America? That's what it is. You would never guess it. Then they ain't lowering the rents. San Francisco, New York City, they have not lowered no damn rents, right? Because of the homeless crisis and all that shit, right? It was so horrible. Why don't they lower the goddamn rents then? No, they've accepted it as being normal. It's not normal. It's not normal. And many people who are on drugs, they're not going to be on drugs their whole life, but they get so far in, honey, living on the streets is a hard thing. Trust me, I know. Y'all all want to see Trump. That motherfucker. Let me see what y'all say, child. Y'all all want to talk about this goddamn Trump. Now, I'll tell you this. I rarely watch Biden. You know, Biden's the president, and I'm very grateful that he saved us from this Trump monster. Right. But politics in general, it's not that interesting to me. Because there's all the same shit. Promise, do nothing. But Trump, because you hate him so much, is interesting to watch. What's he going to do now? Right. But I ain't never heard no impressive speeches from no Donald Trump. I heard a bunch of priming the pump and, you know, getting the people excited by talking shit about people, sending it from shithole countries. I've heard a lot of that. I heard a lot of racism, right? And a lot of the people, they're attracted to the racism, honey. I'm telling you, that is huge with Donald Trump. Who else is going to run for president and then they want to go and attack black athletes because they don't kneel correctly? Since when is that a campaign strategy? I'm gonna build a wall. Nigga, y'all need to be government. Y'all need to be over there and charging that motherfucker for wasting all that money in silly ass wall. They never go. They didn't hardly make a dent in nothing, girl. And you spent billions of dollars on it, child. It's just throw away the goddamn money. He ain't gonna build no. It was a dumb idea. People don't give a fuck. They just go around the wall. They're rapists. They're killers. They come here to kill, destroy. And the people bought it. So yeah, so is he here already? He already touched down in who is hot in here? Hold on a minute, people. It's gotten hotter. Gonna take off all my clothes. It has gotten so hot. I believe I'm gonna take my clothes off. No, I won't do it. I won't do it, honey. Not yet. Whew. I've been in the damn house all day long because I'm supposed to be getting a refrigerator delivered. That don't make no sense. They make you wait all goddamn day long. I could have taken care of other business that I need to take care of. So my day is wasted. Right? And they tell you the date is going to be here. But what if I had a job? I would take off work and sit here and wait for a fucking refrigerator. Well, after this refrigerator arrives, I'll be through with my kitchen renovation. And glad about it. I'm glad about it. So glad. I mean, I see the people are trying. They come up with these little tiny houses. They're just basically a room that are separate. So I mean, because if you have buildings, then you're going and you have all drug addicts in it, you're going to have a lot of trouble. You're going to have to hire full-time security and such. But they have these tiny houses. Several of those developments are around, but that can only make just a tiny little dent in the situation, right? So I'm not saying I have the answers. I'm saying it should be at least something that they're campaigning on. What is your plan for homelessness? Why can't these damn newscasters ask you, do you have a plan for homelessness in America? Are you going to just give us a pat answer? Oh, yeah, I believe you have to leave it up to the states. You have to leave. No, girl, it is a federal situation, right? It's a national disaster. Not only for the people who are out there. I mean, it's a hard life. And when you see the clips of homeless people, you see a lot of these people are struggling. They're struggling. Stop judging people and thinking that you're going to trade their house for being clean. It's not going to happen. That's why they're not going to the shelters. They don't want to be on the shelter with a guard walking around behind them, child, telling you you got to be. I remember what it was like. You had to call in at a certain time, and you got to be there. You got to be clean and no drugs, and it's a pain in the ass. You're talking to people who are strung out or seriously mentally ill. And I do believe that people have been sending their people, their schizophrenic people, to San Francisco. It makes no sense that there would be so many in one place, right? They have been caught. But LA is number one. San Francisco, I think, is number 3. They had 3 out of the 10, 3 of them is in California. That doesn't mean that the other cities are not struggling as well. They should at least ask the questions, honey. That would be a great question. How can you help the mayors? Oh, we got to work on the infrastructure. We got to work on it. Yeah, you need to work on the homeless people. Come up with a plan. I believe it was deliberate. I've never seen anything like this when Ted Hayes had Tent City. Somebody had Tent City. I mean, it's all over Canada. Shit, they show you other countries. The whole world is struggling with homelessness. I don't know when the tent phenomenon came on, because usually they didn't even have a tent, and then they start giving them. I guess that was somebody's plan, was to give them tent would be better than at least you have an enclosed space. But that didn't really work because it turns into tip encampments, right? And we know, I mean, all this stuff goes on there. Anyway. Is he arrested? Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute, honey. We're doing a perimeter check. Hold on. Let's see if Donald Trump is being arrested right now. Y'all want to hear about Donald Trump getting arrested? Okay. Trump braces for RICO booking mugshot as Giuliani Meadows surrender. Okay. It's all over the news. Okay. Homeless encampments growing next to Beverly Hills. Oh, that must be because I was looking at the homeless situations around the country. Now there's the algorithm shows me all these homeless people. Yeah, from all different cities, honey. I don't see. Let me see. Go to home. Elaine, you said you saw him being arrested? Oh man. No, I don't see him being arrested yet. Trial happening. Chris Christie. At least Chris Christie is entertaining. He's entertaining if he'll just keep his leg on Trump, keep his boot on Trump's neck. That'd be interesting. Watch them exchange insults. Other than that, I got no interest in what the Republicans are talking about. their whole ideology. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Get the money to go to college from your parents. What parents, nigga? I would rather see Romney on their damn ticket than any of these fools they got on there now on the Republican side. He made some moves when he ran against Obama a little bit, but I don't see anything that's impressive with these Republicans. The only one I think is even interesting is Christie because he has a sense of humor, and he's last. They don't want him. They want you to get behind Trump. Is he getting arrested, Elaine? Okay. Elaine, if he's getting arrested, could you post where he's where we find it? I mean, what network it is? It's probably going to be everywhere when he does, though. What happened is the first time he became president is because everybody covered him. I'm talking about all the news stations. They gave him daily coverage. Every move every step he made. They gave him coverage, free coverage, right? And that put him in the White House. So you got to watch out how much you talk about him, because all of it is just feeding the flame of Donald Trump and these angry people who support him. I don't know why they support him, really, because it doesn't seem like it's the rich people who are supporting Donald Trump. Their only interest in him is lower the taxes, which he went in there, and that's the only thing significant as far as the Republicans go that he did. That's got nothing to do with homelessness. That's got to do with rich people who have so many millions they have to constantly worry about hiding. It's never enough. Oh, I cut my taxes by $50 million. I said, girl, you got $50 million? They can cut 50 million out of there? So you pocketed 100 million then, right? When is it enough? No one honestly cares. It's sad. It is the truth, Rhonda. I'm sorry. No one cares, but yet they sit on their ass and complain about the homeless people. That's what I don't get. Why are you bitching about it? What are you doing about it? What can be done, honey? We created the whole damn internet. We can't figure out how to get these people off the street. It's ridiculous. Damn, you can't afford to build a building for nothing but now there have been construction here for people who were formerly homeless, apartment buildings, but that's just a few units, honey. They could do it on a bigger scale. It's not much different than the projects, but the thing with the projects was it was primarily for single mothers, right? Single mothers raising children. Due they could find housing, and it makes sense. I mean, they need help. They have kids, right? So nobody's paying attention to these men out here who are struggling with their mind and with various addictions. Maybe they wouldn't even have various addictions if they went on the street. A lot of people arrive in these towns, honey. They can't find nowhere to live. They out there on the street, and then they end up doing drugs because they're on the street. They're exposed to all kind of everybody out there. They're having a hard time. It's very hard trying to get comfortable on the sidewalk, right? Somebody offers them some drugs. Next thing you know, they got to have it. Now they're on drugs and on the street. Yeah, I don't think the government is going to make people want to be clean and all that kind of stuff. I just think that they could be more involved in people being housed. I think they could do a lot better job with that. Even if they are just small rooms. All these hotels all these hotels run by the Patels in the Tenderloin. You wouldn't believe how tiny and dirty those little places are, and they're charging them hundreds of dollars to stay in there. And a lot of the people, they're living, hit to hit, so they might have a place for 3 days, then they're back on the street. Can nobody afford them damn hotels? Shit, they should be free. Programs to get you back to work. Work on that. Come up with a plan. Republicans and Democrats. Somebody should at least speak on it. Acknowledge it, girl. Allegedly, he said they don't have any places for them to stay. I forgot how many died in the winter. Oh, in the winter because of cold. Okay, that's the legislation. I don't know what town you're talking about, but yeah. So you can't come up with a place to stay. Okay, but you can certainly build buildings to have 1,000 offices in them, and they're all sitting empty. At least they are here. During the COVID pandemic, they house people in some of these buildings, and primarily in these hotels. These 4 or 5-star hotels, they gave up their rooms for because they didn't want to spread COVID, right? Why couldn't a plan like that stay in place? I mean, I don't expect them to be in high-end hotels, but can't they city run hotels? Wouldn't everybody be happier if these people were inside the buildings? They might still be a drug addict for a couple of years. You don't know. In the 60s, seemed like everybody in San Francisco was a drug addict. They didn't stay drug addicts. I mean, the Haight-Ashbury, all the hippie type people, they were basically homeless people. They camped out and did all that stuff, and now they run the country. You say Biden's not cutting it, Unc? I think he does it all right. I haven't been following the things that Biden has done. I just see him as somebody who rescued us from Trump. Can he win is the issue. And I thought when he announced the first time, he said he was only going to seek 1 term. But now it looks like they don't have a strong candidate. He's going to be running for a 2nd term. And all these guys, I mean, I hate to say it, but they're so damn old. Donald Trump is old. Any about 80 years old? All of them they're so old. It would be nice if we had like a young Obama, honey, or I could the other words. Somebody young, honey, with vital energy, vitality. Trump just wants to go up there and show off. Remember how he was in Europe pushing people out the way so he can stand in front, talking about what a good guy Putin is. This nigga done cause wars in the goddamn world, bomb people, killing, murdering people on a daily basis. Oh, I think he's a good guy. If Trump had his way, that's what he would be doing with the people crossing the border. There's an island that some rich people built to make a home for themselves. Please send him. The rest of 19 others there. They got their own island. Several of them got islands. There are a lot of islands off of America. They have whole islands, honey. And they want that tax cut. Mm-hmm. Every state has abandoned malls and factories. Oh, so that's going on. Oh, so much is going on. So every state has abandoned malls and factories. They need to turn them into places for people to live. Absolutely. It doesn't make any sense to them sit there empty. I know in Oakland, they got a lot of those big buildings like Walmart, used to be Walmarts and all that kind of stuff. Why can't they put people in there? Right? Let them go in there and do their thing. Have a few security guards so things don't get too crazy. That's a very good idea. We did have a little bit of good news. They had built a mall here right before COVID, and the thing never did open, right? Because people were leaving, not coming. Anyway, IKEA moved into there on yesterday. They opened up. I haven't been down there yet. But right in the heart of downtown, they're now, IKEA has moved into that factory. We haven't had an IKEA here. We don't have a lot of big stores here. Like there's no Walmart in San Francisco. There was no IKEA, but now there is. So they took 3 floors of that building. So perhaps things are beginning to change, because in that same block, there are like 3 places open. So we've been going through it. Absolutely. That's a good sign, though. I mean, these people it's a good sign. A lot of businesses along Market Street have opened and closed. They just put many millions of dollars into opening at Whole Foods at 8th and Market Street. And the thing didn't even make it a year. They had to close it down for safety because people are, I guess somebody must have got assaulted there for them to close that soon. Because I think they put in, I don't know, $20-30 million. Total waste. They closed it down in less than a year. In a brand new building. That's where a couple of my friends live too. Abandoned malls. Can't y'all believe the malls are closing? The world keeps changing. Everything must change. Nothing and no one ever stays the same. There are not many things in life that you can be sure of, except rain from. Okay, let me calm down. And hummingbirds, they do fly. On the street. Yep. Even if they had to use them as temporary and then move people in from building to building, there's always big empty buildings around. There's certainly a lot of big empty buildings right now. Correct? And I think it's a great idea. When they close a mall, you know how many beds you can get in a whole mall? Right? You can have a few security guards in there to make sure people are not shooting, killing each other. Maybe you have some metal detectors, but other than that, let the people go in there and live. Believe me, if they have a place to live, they're going to go to their place to lay down, honey. If they have a spot. Some of these people with mental illness, they can't get no spot. No. I don't know what happened back in what was it, Ronald Reagan, when he released people from all of the care facilities and all that, pulled himself up by their bootstraps and all that bullshit, child. So he's supposed to be at any moment, right? Let me see. At any moment, he's going to be arrested. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. Trump to surrender to authorities in Georgia. I see people talking about it. Trump expected to surrender at Fulton County Jail. Okay. All the commentators are talking about his arrival. Wait a minute. Here's one. Trump surrenders to Georgia authorities. Is this the one? Okay. We're standing by. No, so it hasn't happened yet. I love that Lester Holt. He's my favorite. He's my favorite commentator right now. Okay. So no, he has not. He's not surrendered yet. Oh my goodness, what's that? Yochilla Peach. I agree. Do you remember when Martin Sheen was mayor of Malibu? He was, and they sent all the homeless. Oh Lord, have mercy, girl. I was just watching the situation, homeless situation in LA, Venice Beach. You probably couldn't even get yourself a little condo in Venice Beach for less than $1 million, right? They have so many homeless people in Venice Beach, you can't hardly even see the water, honey. All migrated there. Santa Monica, all up the coast. You would hope there wouldn't be in Malibu because Malibu, everything is so. I don't know. I would hope they haven't messed up the Malibu coast. And I'm not trying to drag the people who are homeless, right? They got issues and they need help. A helping hand. As not only women with children, there's also these men need help. Shit, you don't want to walk all over them every day, and you don't want to see them shooting up with needles when you're walking your child to the store. You don't want to see people smoking crack and acting a damn fool. Then you have an interest in this shit too, right? I mean, I assume that we all love our cities. Well, everybody except for Walter Hampton. He don't love his city, but I assume people like where they live. We should all take an interest and force these politicians to address the issue. A lot of them are going to say, oh, it's a local issue. Well, why is it a local issue? You got trillions and trillions of dollars. Aren't you even going to put your toe in it? Oh, they do. They provide HUD. They do something. They have the projects. Okay, so just ignore the problem then. I guess whatever. LA, you got blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks and nothing but tents. Ignore it. Just don't look at it. Then you want to bitch and complain about how you don't feel safe. Don't you have an interest in people being off the street? You want to move to another state near the ocean, but not only the rent is too high, the cost of moving to another state is out for me right now. Okay. Yeah, these people are moving to oceanfront property. They don't have any money. It's just nice and cool there. You know what I mean? If you're homeless, you can be anywhere. Apparently, they do seem to focus in a lot of their energies on the situation here in San Francisco, mainly because we're so tiny, it's easy to see, right? On this block where I live, we have apartment buildings next to multi-million-dollar estates. You can never tell it because they're so old. I mean, they're Victorians, but we're all right together. Homeless people right out in front of your door, people sleeping in your doorway and all that kind of stuff. Right now, it's not too bad, but they just keep moving people around, so we're not out of the water. They'll just move back in when the cops come and run them off, and they got to move somewhere else. You know, homelessness is a national issue. It is. Nobody has all the answers, but can't you put together a think tank, and these people can figure this shit out? I mean, if you can put a man on the moon, honey, you should be able to figure out this crisis and head it off. At least address it. You address everything else. You make all these empty ass promises, politicians. You don't do shit anyway. Can't you make that an issue? Can't you study the homeless problem and go and fly around to the cities? Only time we get people flying around to the cities like it's asshole DeSantis, they want to come here. Look at this. Oh, look at him, Trump. You know, look at your city, Nancy Pelosi. It's filthy. It's nasty. That's what the president had to say. President Trump. I feel they set Trump up. Ms. Harper, I feel they set Trump up. Who set him up, girl? Well, we don't give a fuck if you set up. Throw his ass in jail like everybody else. Hell, that'll be a major statement, honey. They're always talking about, oh, it's never happened in history. A lot of things have never happened in history since Donald Trump got in office, child. They need to make an example of him. And they won't have to do anything wrong to him. Just charge him for his crimes and put his ass in jail. So that's where he belongs. And if they do have to spend all these multiple tens of millions of dollars to prosecute and impeach all this shit, girl, when they do put him in jail, watch, there's gonna be a little county jail time. Oh, Trump did 30 days in jail. Been a criminal his entire life, and he got 30 days. Rico the Brat, you still over here starting trouble? What you mean? Yay, I voted for Trump both times. Rico, I am so tempted to block your ass, child. I don't know if you're a good guy, bad guy, but please don't come over here talking about what a wonderful person Donald Trump is. Where he is. Y'all think that his millions are going to rub off on you? How did you feel when you found out he ain't got no billions? Oh, they say 9 to 11 billion. Girl, he owes billions. Rico the Brat. What the hell is good about Trump? I don't see anything. All he did was damn near cause race wars, honey. I think Biden is a whole lot better. Biden is a decent human being, honey. He's got a major job to do. A lot of homeless people have jobs Well, that's the thing now. Silicon Valley, y'all know where all this technology comes out of. They got people living in campers. These people make it over $150,000. They live in a camper. They don't have enough housing there. One thing. Yeah, people washing up in public places, going to work, and come home sleeping in the camper. There are many reasons to be homeless, aside from drug addiction and mental illness. Sometimes you're just poor. He needs to be set up to put his ass away. Rico DeBrat, what is the issue? What the hell? What is the issue? Now, you know good goddamn well, everybody on this thing, most of them, 90% of them are black. We ain't got no interest in putting no damn Donald Trump in office. So you over here, you want to speak up for Donald Trump? Is there mental illness going on here, Rico DeBrat? You want to check out Colombia so they can say they're worse? What about Haiti? You want to go look over there so you can call it a shithole country? Hold on a minute. I got to turn my alarm off. I can't believe them damn refrigerator people. How they going to have me sitting in here all day and didn't even come? Shit. Hold on a minute, people. Hold on. Okay, baby. I got you. Turn it off, Daddy. Turn my ear. Hold on. Little while longer, hold on. Ding dong. Who are we talking to? Rico the Brat? Rico, why did they call you the Brat? Are you a brat? Uh-huh. Okay. Haiti is a beautiful. Okay, you just say whatever the opposite. Okay. Well, your leader, your illustrious leader, called it a shithole country. Did that have any effect on you? Myrtle Beach is nice. Okay. Oh, you a brat. Oh, you just a troll then. Okay. You just want to stir up some. Okay. I got you, Rico the Brat. Block him with his nonsense. Is Rico the Brat? Do you need to be going somewhere? Because I had to tell you, when I hear these black people talking about vote for Donald Trump, it makes me sick in my stomach. So is it wrong for me to judge you? Well, I'm judging you, brother. You need to go back and check out some of this past of your illustrious leader. Mm-hmm. Why don't you talk to some of those Mexican families who got separated from their kids, and now their kids are living with somebody else? Mm-hmm. Talk to them about how wonderful Donald Trump is. Hell, you would think that the Mexican people was going to invade and take over America. Well, he carried on with his walls and shit and armed guards and girl. It was a mess. He ran on people's hatred. Rico, Trump don't like LGBTQ. Child, with all that makeup on, honey, he ain't gonna like you then. So Rico the Brat is showing different color flag. What is that, Puerto Rico? Stop being a brat, brother. It is embarrassing. It's embarrassing when you see crowds of 10,000 people and two black faces in it, both of them up by the stage. Think about yourself. Thank you, Lorna. You like my house? Mm-hmm. Oh, and he's still so very young. Who, Rico the Brat is young? Mm-hmm. He said he actually met Trump the first. Hooray! I met Donald Trump. Did he grab you by the pussy? He said he could if he wanted to, because he's a celebrity. You're gonna put a damn reality star in the White House. What has happened to this? What has happened here? Reality star pretending to be a billionaire. People who built all them damn buildings, he got his name on them, girl. They never even got paid. They had to go to court for 5 years just to pay their employees. Hell, that was all out of the subcontractors' pockets. Donald Trump, the man known for not paying any of his attorneys, his lawyers. That's why he can't get good ones now. He gonna let that goddamn Giuliani go throw him under the bus. He can't afford. He gonna sell his house to pay for attorneys, and Donald Trump won't nothing to do with it, right? Does he really believe that that means that Giuliani's not gonna flip on his ass? Ain't nobody trying to do no 20, 30 years in prison. You put Rico crazy ass in timeout. Sayonara, Rico. Go find some children to play with. He deserved. Well, he knew it was going to happen anyway. That's why he came over here. He said he's a brat. That's his MO. Hi, Torre. There's not one name on those buildings now. They all had to remove them. Oh my goodness, they took the name off. He just sold the name, right? The brand. Most of the places he didn't own them. A hype man. But they say them kids, they made out, honey. They got $2-3 billion when they left the White House in contract with what country was it? Iraq, Iran, or some damn where? They made out like bandits. But if they counting on getting any inheritance from Donald Trump, good luck with that one. They might inherit some of his debts. Talking about he worth $11 billion. That ain't worth nothing. He must have big balls. Takes big balls to lie like that, honey. To lie your ass all the way to the White House. And they won't let it go. All these crimes. I got to say, I am proud of the country, though. They are charging him with all these crimes that we sat up here and watched. We watched what he tried to do in Georgia. We watched him try to steal the race. We watched him refuse to leave the White House. We watched him encourage these people to hang Mike Pence. Where did they come up with that slogan? Right? Or they want to kill him? And Mike Pence over there, he's scared to say Donald Trump's name, girl. It's pitiful. It's disgusting. And what's he doing all this for? Trump would be dead in 10 years. Hell, what's he, 80 years old? He ain't leaving no legacy. They're living a legacy of shame. Nobody gonna be bothered with no damn Trumps. They say, oh, we ain't gonna get paid for one thing. Trump got about 280 million on his way out the door. 280 million. Well, that might take care of some of his debts. But from what I understand, him running again, these Republicans, he gonna make a killing again just by running, right? The chances of him, even though how crazy these people are, they are still not the whole country. The chances of him actually making it into the White House again is very slim, right? Very slim. He gonna get the primary because he got all these idiots that still want to support him. Ask them why. They don't know. They don't have no idea why they support Donald Trump, child. It's just this is the white president. As I've said before, what's he number 48? 47 of them have been white men, honey. But they don't all run on that they're white. Let's do another perimeter check. This is supposed to happen at any moment. I don't know what we're looking for, actually. Breaking: Republicans suffer unexpected setback in Georgia. There's Brian Tyler Cohen. I watch him on a regular basis. He's a political junkie. The mafia that now is GOP. Trump raises specter of violence ahead. Well, he don't give a damn. He don't care about you beating each other up. People died in that insurrection. You think Trump gives a shit? I don't see where you go? Your homepage? Oh, let's go to news. Amelia Wheels as 23rd trial. October 23rd trial for Donald Trump. That's what they're asking for. Yeah, I see everybody talking about it, but I don't see him being arrested. Trump arrived in Atlanta airport for his planned surrender to Georgia jail. So he's in Georgia I think you guys already said that. I don't know what we're looking to see. It ain't the first time, right? And this is fourth indictment. 4 indictments and ain't did a day in jail. He going to jail. He going to jail. Y'all remember how enthusiastic he was about putting Hillary in jail? Lock her up. Lock her up. Biggest crook in the country in history. Got to be one of the biggest crooks in history, in American history. That's how he's going to be remembered, right? And he talking about locking somebody up because of their emails. I don't know if there's any whatever happened to him paying only $750 for taxes in one of these years when he's supposed to be a billionaire. Whatever happened to that? There's been so much you can't keep up. There was 15 buildings along Riverside Drive that said Trump. It was his name, right? So they bought his brand. Not only in New York, there's Trump buildings all over the damn place. And then they find out that he don't own none of them. He was a reality star. Y'all didn't know that was the highlight of his career, right? The highlight was not being a builder. His highlight of his career was being a damn reality star, and that's what got him in the White House. I guess they just fell in love with the character. Maybe some of these people, these airhead people, maybe they were fans of The Apprentice. Could be a few of them. Trump weighs 215 pounds. Disgusting. You see that skin on him? It's like an old orange that's been out in the sun. The deep wrinkles. Ugh, that shit all over. He should be retiring and enjoying his rest of his life, honey. Sitting down on a boat some goddamn where, cruising the world. Get out of business. Close it down. Turn it over to your kids. Yet he want to run for president. The time you get in there, girl, you ain't got but a couple years left. All 215 of him needs to be in jail. They made here, they had a statue of him when he was running first time. He was butt ass naked. He had a little J. Wilson peen, butt naked, but the city made him take it down. They had it in the Castro. All that belly and all that, it's just humiliating. They made him take it down though. But they put a little bitty peepee on him and big balls. And that horrible skin. Monstrous. Trump is already in custody. He's already in custody, Justin. Trump is already in custody and mugshot. It has? Well, why ain't you saying anything about it? Where are you getting that from, Justin? Never says die. Justin, is it on one of the networks? I don't know how you're going to make him look any better. He's an ugly motherfucker anyway. It's a mugshot. But it is news. So I don't know what I do. Go ahead, go to news. Okay. What's devastating about Trump's mugshot isn't the image. Okay, so MSNBC is reporting the mugshot. Let's see. Well, she's talking about the mugshot, but I don't see it. Trump to surrender to authorities in Georgia, breaking down. Let me see. Giuliani, that old crazy fool. Giuliani being a mayor, a prosecutor, all these years in politics. And you mean to tell me he got to sell his house to pay for lawyers? Lord have mercy. Well, they say that yes, he has a mugshot, but I don't see it. Trump braces for RICO booking. The RICO Act. Well, maybe they'll get him because I remember they couldn't get Al Capone and all them murders and shit he did. He's associated with all those murders, all those hits and all that, and they had to get him on income tax evasion. Right? Ask OJ. They couldn't get him on the murder and cutting the damn woman's head off, but they got him on pulling the gun on people who stole his stuff. Girl, it needs to happen. Yes, it'll be an embarrassment to the United States, but he's always been an embarrassment to the United States. Mm-hmm. His bond is only $200,000. I think they meant 415. Torre, you said, I think they mean 415 pounds. I'm 215. Wait a minute. I'm 215. No way is he 215 pounds. I'm 245, child. He looks a lot more disgusting than me. Thank God the black don't crack. Every live stream is saying he is in custody and mugshot has been taken, but only reading the titles and not watching the videos. Okay, we got to research that. So far, usually if they take a mugshot, like Giuliani's mugshots all over the damn place. But we haven't seen his yet. Maybe they have to release it to the public. That's a mugshot. I mean, it's a picture. It's going to look just like Trump looks. Just the idea that he's being booked as the criminal while he's running for president. He's going to be the first president, girl. He's going to run the country from his prison cell. Anyway, people, let's go do. I'm gonna go do some research on this stuff. It is interesting. It is news, but we got to be careful about giving Trump all of this publicity. Not us. I mean, the news networks and all the commentators, because they talk about him every single day now. They're talking right into the White House because the Republicans are going to rebel. All right, y'all have my damn refrigerator did not come. I can't believe it. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Don't forget to vote.